Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager Stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and digitally pictured on your screen is ever-Jeff producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with California Dreamin', the 1969-1970 uh, California. No, we're still the Oakland Seals. Yeah, I
Still
was
the
going to say
Oakland Seals. Yeah, not quite the
still the
California
Oakland
Golden
Seals.
Seals yet.
Yeah, yeah. Oakland Seals. We are 9-13-1, off to a slightly disappointing start to the season.
Because
Uh,
Adam has done this in the last stream. From November 19th or November 15th to November 22nd, a space of 1 week, he took out our, I think, second best defenseman, best and probably two best forwards. So
what do
Gary
you want me to do?
Dornhofer's gone indefinitely. Jacques Lemaire is be back relatively soon, and Serge Savard is at least a month or so away. So now we're trying to recover from that.
Yeah, totally my fault.
Clearly. So what I'm going to do here is just we've got a game today, but we have a bunch of players. Danny Grant's at 68%. Pronovo is injured and 75%. So I'm going to shuffle in some of the lower line guys. Uh, Grant can go in for, or Mackey can go in for Grant. And first I might as well just go to the pregame screen so you can see. Should mention the new update is that was out this morning for FHM version 11.2.31, which is the first real content update for the game.
Nice.
I think we added a little bit last time, but some major additions. Not really one of the major additions, but one of the things we did change is you can see the goalies are now on this screen. So you don't no longer, when you're at the in the pregame screen, do you have to switch to the special tab to choose your starting goalie. You can do it right from there.
Do you know how badly that's going to mess me up for like so long?
It'll probably take you 2 or 3 years to adjust tops. And
Okay, Jeff, I,
see,
I know I know this sounds radical. All right, I know this sounds radical, but
hmm,
are you willing to make a big trade and possibly throw the season?
not really. Why?
Because as we discovered in our last stream, we saw Doug Favell is not maybe the goaltender of the future when he can't make big saves for us
In the playoffs, yes.
in the playoffs. So I was looking to see what we could do. How would you feel about an extra first round pick?
Uh, what's the 70 draft? Is that the Lafleur draft, isn't it? No,
I believe so,
that's
yes.
a Perot draft.
Well, still a good draft.
But the Canucks and Sabres will be coming in and getting the 1-2 pick.
Yeah, well,
And
we could have two first round picks.
why? So I'm going to shop Pavel and just see what I get back. I'm getting fairly weak offers here.
Well, I did a trade with St. Louis. I get St. Louis's first round pick for Favell and a fifth rounder.
Mm, St. Louis is actually ahead of us at the moment. Who we
Well,
got?
let me mess with
The
Philadelphia and
problem
see
is
if we can
we've
get.
got no real goalies after Favell.
Well, we have Joe Daly.
Uh, Again, no real goalies after him. I don't think Daly is.
Daly is a big game player. I've said.
Daly might have been good enough for the Winnipeg Jets, but
What about if we tried and get George Gardner from
oh God, no,
Philly?
Gardner was even worse, and we did just lose to LA in the second half. We got a trade proposal for.
For use your words.
Sorry, everybody. I think, as I mentioned on the forums, I'm getting over a cold here, so I'm going to be cutting out to cough occasionally. Adam got to hear that in his ear. The rest of you didn't. Uh, Jean-Guy Talbot, who we picked up for Willie O'Ree late last season, hasn't just got into his first game for us, but the Stars are really offering nothing for him, so we'll pass on that. But no, not changing goalie yet. You'll get this game in a couple of weeks or next. No, I guess not next week. It's Christmas next week, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Although I'll probably end up streaming, maybe not on Christmas, but someday.
Aha, and
It'll
we
be there.
can right or wrong here. Remember, we got Simon Nollet in the interleague draft a couple of years ago and then lost him on waivers?
Yep.
Well, guess who's on waivers now? I am going to grab him back. And let's see if somebody takes him ahead of us. We can also see Dennis Hextall on waivers, but he's only 1 star right now. We got his brother, but both kind of borderline. Dwayne Rupp, who used to play for us, and has been with the Rangers this year, but doesn't look like he's played a game yet. And let's see what we get here. And the Blues took Nolay. And did
Which
they?
they took him from us to begin with, didn't they?
Let's see how that works. Okay, interleague draft. We picked him from Philadelphia. Then St. Louis, yeah, St. Louis took him on waivers. Then they traded him to the Hawks. And yeah, so then they got back. So Blues basically got a free draft pick, but they took Frank Hughes with it, so didn't really get anything out of it. So that's about a wash for them, and we don't get Nolay, although we do get to play him today. And just checking the status of our roster, we're getting more fit. Ron Buchanan is a little. We've been using Ron Buchanan as our first line center, which he really isn't cut out for. So he's tiring out a bit. Gonna just swap him for Burns for this game against the Blues. And 4-3 win. And Buchanan's first star. Just needed a little rest, apparently. Uh-oh. Adam, your jinx is continuing to overflow here.
My jinx. Yeah, sure.
Bill Goldsworthy, the best healthy player we had, just ruptured a tendon in his foot, and he's gone for 3 or 4 months.
Awesome.
Okay, Lemaire is going to be back relatively soon, but I absolutely have to call somebody up now. And enough with this getting hurt stuff. Calling up the hammer. Dave Schultz.
You're just gonna injure everybody else?
That's the idea. And nope, not agitator. We want full-on enforcer role for him. So it's kind of rushing the 1970s a bit. 3 weeks left in the 60s. But okay, Goldsworthy's gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rebuild the lines. He's hurt. Pronovo is a minor facial cut. He can stay in day to day.
Okay. I do have a trade here, a goalie swap for you.
Okay.
We're gonna get older in goaltenders, but
Tell
I
me
think it's
about
still
going
pretty.
after Jacques Plante.
No, not that old. After a 30-year-old on Minnesota.
Cesar Maniago, future Canuck.
They will do a straight up trade for Favo.
Uh, I mean, their careers wound up finishing up around the same time, so despite Maniago being older, it's not that bad of a deal.
Well, he takes his training seriously, doesn't dwell on his failures, can adapt to
He's
new surroundings.
going to hold on till the trading deadline. May do that though.
I was testing out other trades with people. See if there's another goalie to get.
Okay, going to start gooning it up now with Schultz in the lineup, and leads to a 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. What'd Schultz do in his first game? Ooh, not good. 49 game rating, -2, and only played 6 minutes.
Oh, we found the truth. Kim is chill and just showed up, and that's why people are getting hurt.
There we go. Okay, Lemaire is almost ready to come back to practice. So basically, this team isn't going to be healthy until the playoffs.
Assuming we survive and don't get fired. Because, I mean, who would ever get fired in this game?
Yeah, I mean, technically, that one I won't blame on you because we had the owner change over to Charlie Finley, and when that was happening in the game, it was setting the job security too low. So that's one of the
I
things
have
we
no
fixed
idea what
in
you're
the update.
talking about. Blaming me. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did get fired while in control, so
I have no
that's on.
idea what you're talking about. No,
Uh,
nobody. We're still hired right now. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think anybody can go back and look at the stream from last week and see you may not be telling the entire truth there.
Which is available at youtube.com/OOTP Developments.
Anyhow, getting back to the update. So the Central League, which you won't see in this game because we started it before, obviously weeks ago before the update happened. But the Central League is now playable. So if we had done that, if this was a new game, you would be seeing a playable Central League in the game right now, and looking good for adding the next sort of the two remaining big AAA minor leagues. So the old Western League and the later part of the International League, and we lose 4-2 to the Hawks there. No surprise. We also made some changes to the modern game. If you've been following the whole college major junior thing, the lawsuit that was finally settled, and the NCAA has to allow major junior players to play, former major junior players to play in there to be recruited now. So that's now possible in the game. It's set up fairly conservatively to begin with. We'll see what actually happens in real life. I don't think we're going to see a ton of like high-end prospects jumping leagues. Although I saw something, there was a Elite Prospects had a poll the other day implying that they thought some of the like really high-end draft prospects from this year and next year might move over, which seems incredibly unlikely to me. But could be wrong. If that's the case, we'll make some further changes. But anyhow, you can now recruit junior players when you're playing as a college team. And we are struggling here. What have you done to us, Adam?
I didn't do anything. It's more like what you left our team with. Trying to fix all the issues you had
Well,
for us.
see, you said you were going to do this. I just did it for the first time. You saw what I did there?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Went to the special tab and tried to change your goalie. Nope, wrong place.
Yeah, I told you I'm going to do this ton.
It's just reflex at this point.
Yes, that's again. It's the same reason why I still go to stats and I go to the drop down box, Jeff. I've been doing it like this for. We are actually approaching now what 9 years of streaming,
Something like that.
I think. Yeah, we're
And
very quickly here approaching 9 years.
Noel Picard gets hurt again. Man, Schultz has not really done much with his time so far.
I am shocked.
You want to
Kim
swap
is
in with Wayne Mackey
chillin
for a couple of
says,
games?
what date does the junior preferences recalculation happen?
Oh, you had to ask me that. I think it's October 1st. It's really near the start of the season. It's not. It's before the NCAA verbal commitments. Before those get announced, because you want to have it has to be that way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get the players to commit to you, or at least the recently changed guys to commit to you. And there we go, 4-1 win over. Oh, that's why the Stars were willing to trade Maniago. They've got Tony Esposito.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's why I was looking for somebody who made sense.
Yeah, okay, so
I I don't think it's a bad trade.
definitely a possibility. Man, Buchanan tires out easily.
Cesar Maniago would get us through the 70s, basically.
Not quite. He
Uh,
was his last good year, I think, when he was in Vancouver was 76, 77.
well, that gets us through the the California swing of our team,
True.
which is what we're focusing in on.
Yeah. And yeah, man, look at that. Dornhofer and Goldsworth are our two best right wings gone, but we do have Jacques Lemaire back. So
Huzzah!
Buchanan's lack of endurance will be less of a problem now. Redo the lines. That looks okay. Oh, fantastic. Gary Dornhofer is just being sick was not enough. He was also involved in an off-ice incident that's annoyed Lemaire. And another thing we did in the update, we're past the point where it'll trigger now, but if you're late in the month and you've got a captain's intervention and any conflicts or clicks to deal with, you'll get a pop-up warning. So you don't, as we tend to do, waste the intervention opportunities. So knock that
I have
conflict
never
down a
done
notch.
that once.
We do it pretty much constantly. Come on.
I had like none in this one. Ooh. Well, Jeff, as I'm going forward, I just lost Ed Westfall for 3 to 4 months in my stream set here. So
How did you get Ed Westfall?
I don't know. He was on this team to begin with.
Was he?
Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
wrong.
Ed Westfall. Yeah,
I'm
Bruins.
he got hurt. No, he got hurt in the game versus us. I got confused.
Ah, okay.
Green uniforms. It all. How did they have 12 teams and have two teams with like the same colored uniforms?
It was the 60s. There were fewer colors available.
What is this? The CFL with two teams with the same name?
They did not have the same name. One of them had a space in between the Rough and the Riders.
As non-Canadians will be so confused hearing that.
Totally different names.
Okay, just non-Canadians. The Canadian Football League had a team called the Ottawa Rough Riders, and they had a team in Saskatchewan called the Saskatchewan Rough Riders,
Which is only one word,
which
whereas Rough Riders is two words, obviously.
when they
Anybody can
had
tell
was
that.
it eight or nine teams at that point?
Well, it was, wait, did Ottawa go? Yeah, no, it was 8 and 9 because Montreal went out of business while Ottawa was still in the league.
And Montreal came back, then Ottawa went
Yeah.
out, and then Ottawa came back, and then Ottawa went out.
Okay, and now we got a quick forming, so this just gets better and better. Our first defensive pair, Vadnais, actually our three best defensemen, Vadnais, Picard, and Savard, are all hurt to one degree or another. Somehow, though, we're still hanging on, middle of the pack in the West Division.
Well, good thing we're on a terrible. This is our last year as the all expansion division, I think, isn't it? I think
Yeah,
we looked this
Chicago
up the
will
other
move
day.
over when the expansion happens. And as usual, we're getting beaten up by the original six teams. Montreal this time. Rangers want to make a trade. Kevin Morrison, who is a Don Cherry favorite, for. Oh, actually, this is a nice trade. Yeah, Talbot for Kevin Morrison. So Rangers want the veteran defenseman. I will do that. Morrison won't help us right away, but he can go into the minors.
Kim is Jones says it's okay. The NCAA has approximately 15 teams called the Tigers. Yes, but it's not a 9-team league.
I mean, the AHL has two teams called the Admirals, so.
They used to. They don't anymore.
Right.
They haven't for quite a while.
Okay, what was I doing? Oh, Dennis
Norfolk's
Spears.
been down in the ECHL for I don't know how many years. And to be fair, they only did because that was part of the IHL AHL
Yeah, when they.
smushed together.
Or the AHL cannibalizing the remnants of the IHL.
I don't. Yes, no. Did they
Yeah,
have to
fine.
close? Like I don't.
Oh,
The
no,
IHL.
the IHL was a financial mess by the end.
I'm not familiar. I just know when it happened, and it was probably a good thing. Other than it was the worst thing for the Moose. Because they got
And
stuck with the worst coach the Moose ever had.
another loss to an original six team. Who was that?
The worst Moose coach,
Oh, wait.
Dan Smith.
Yep. Have to
Vance
insult the
Meal.
Canucks, don't you?
He was an awful coach.
No, you can argue with you there. He was pretty bad.
The Canucks forced him on the Moose, and they're like, fine. And then they did it. I don't even know if he lasted a full year or not. They're just like, no, we're not doing this
No, it was,
anymore.
he did last a full year, but
Well, he barely. But I know that the Moose were just like, no, we're not doing this again. They're like, oh, okay, okay.
okay. So we're just in one injury after another here. None of these guys are ready to come back yet. So
Although I should say, to be fair, the Moose might be worse this year. I don't know what's wrong with them this year.
and yep, yet another loss to the original six, 6-3 to Boston this time. As we start to sink out of sight. Maybe we do need to make one with a deal like you were looking at.
Well, the one thing is Montreal says they need a goalie.
They do?
Yeah, it says their scouts think Montreal has a weakness in goalie, and I don't know why. They have 3 quality goalies.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say it's not showing up on their as a weakness on the standing screen.
Well, our scout says when I'm looking at trade offer.
That's weird. It should match. I'll check that.
Well, hold on. Let me check the other one here. Montreal on this one
Okay,
says.
we're getting back to healthy now. Got our defenseman back.
Yeah, this one says weakness at goaltender still too. I don't know why though.
Let me just try a trade and see. Nope. Says no real weaknesses when I look at it from here. So something's happened in your game that has made them weak at goalie, I guess.
Well, they have 2 goalies who are slightly injured, which is maybe it.
Shouldn't do it, but I better check on that.
Desjardins is bruised foot day to day. Dave Dryden is elbow tendonitis 2 to 3 weeks.
And now we're losing to the expansion teams, and Wayne Cashman gets hurt this time. The parade of injuries continues.
And Jeff, you're talking about injuries. I still go back to this. Do you remember the very first Winnipeg Jets stream we ever did?
Not really. Why? What happened?
I think it was FHM2. I think it was our very first stream series we did was the Winnipeg Jets. And we got to the Stanley Cup final in, I don't remember what year. It was probably like 2016, 2017 with that team. But by the time we got to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, we were down our first goalie, second goalie, first defenseman, second defenseman, third defenseman, and all top 6 forwards.
Well, we're headed in that direction now because Ron Buchanan just got hurt.
Maybe not the second goalie, but the first goalie got hurt. I don't. It was basically all of our top guys were gone.
So just to review now, that's Savard is almost day to day, so we may be getting him back a little sooner than expected. But Goldsworthy 2 to 3 months, Dornhofer 3 to 4 months. So I think Dornhofer might be done for the season.
Unfortunate.
I'm going to need to bring up another forward here. I'll bring up Bob Berry because he's already injured, so he fits in perfectly.
Yeah, of course.
Anything else I can do? I didn't check what. Magnuson's roll's fine. Missing a number. And we actually come out of it with a 4-1 win. First one in a while. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. Jacques Lemaire is injured.
You're going to be bad enough to get Sittler or Perot? Kim is chilling is asking.
I think we're going to be looking at Sittler, maybe.
That's assuming we don't get fired.
Lemaire, serious facial cut only, so What is our job security at? No, job security is okay because it got reset when you did your little cheat.
Didn't cheat.
I can't really take any of these guys out, so I'm just going to have to play with injured guys for the next little while, which will probably end in somebody getting hurt even worse. Okay, Labette goes out for Barry. Lemaire is, he's 68%. Put Cashman in even though he's hurt. Have the AI redo the lines. And we somehow win 5-2.
Bam. Goldie must be getting hot enough.
Okay. Nobody ready to come back yet, but we've got the Canadians in Montreal next, which is not going to be pretty. So we'll throw Joe Daly into the Wolves. Oops, forgot to reset the lines. Oh, they only beat us 3-2. And now, second game. Did we get anybody on the All-Star team? Oh, wow, we did. I mean, mainly because it's the West Division, and the West Division's terrible, but three defensemen, Dick Redmond, the rookie, made the All-Star team. Good news.
Nice.
He's up to 2 stars, too. And Schubert is also an All-Star, as is Vadnais, Jean Pronovo, and Danny Grant.
Okay, I think I sweetened this trade for you.
Okay, what is it now?
Doug Favell.
Yep.
A 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick for Cesar and a 2nd-round pick.
Okay, that's... Let's see if it'll work. Favell, 4th rounder and a 7th rounder, did you say?
Yeah, 4th and 7th and the 70.
For Maniago and the Stars, 2nd rounder.
Yeah. Kim Michaud says, good news. The 1970 was a great year for a draft. Even the 5th or 6th should be an all-star.
And we're going to get run over by the Hawks here, so throw Daly in for that one. Yep, 6-3 loss. And Wayne Mackey managed to get himself suspended, but at least he's not injured.
Go home, take the money and run.
Wayne Cashman down to 32%.
Seems like he probably needs to sit for a game.
That's the, we did make a small change here. You can actually, you get a link to the All-Star game in the news announcement. So 7-2 win for the East over the West. Not that surprising. The East is the original 6 teams, so bit of a talent gap there. Oops, and we got game against Pittsburgh today, and what kind of a mess have we got here? Cashman at 4. Yeah, I'm going to have to call somebody up. Schultz comes back up then. Mackey has to go out. Labette is going to have to go back in, even though he's not really ready. I'm going to leave Lemaire out so he doesn't get hurt any worse. And not optimistic here, but we do still win 4-1. Nick Labette playing center on the 3rd line is the first star, and you're right, they did take that trade. So that will be our big trade for the year. We get considerably older in goal, but a little better and a little more reliable in the playoffs. And we get a fairly high draft pick out of it, too.
Yeah.
Okay, Mackey is back from suspension, but Labette is also healthy, so what do I do there? Schultz comes out.
I mean, Doug Favell treated us well, but he just was not killing us in the playoffs.
Although realistically, how good can we be in the playoffs? Because we're eventually going to run into the original six team and get run over.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're losing to team. We lost to Pittsburgh last year, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They
true
were
enough. We
not.
didn't.
And Pavel, it says he's not a big game goaltender. You know who is? Joe Daly.
And Maniago gets a 1-1 draw in the first game, and Serge Savard is healthy, as is Jacques Lemaire.
So good news.
Gradually getting back. Ron Buchanan is 2 or 3 weeks away. So Keith Magnuson goes down. I'm going to have to scratch somebody. Yeah. Plager's been on the first pair, but he's arguably the worst guy, or maybe Murdoch. No, Murdoch's +3, Plager's -18, or Picard rather, not Plager. Oh, and Cashman is healthy as well. So Featherstone comes out, Cashman in. And Barry out, Lemaire in. Wayne Mackey's up to 2 stars now. He was 1 earlier. Try rebuilding these lines. That looks reasonable, I think. Yeah. And how far away are we on the other guys? 2 to 3 months from both Dornhofer and Goldsworthy. If we're lucky, we get them back for the playoffs, and we play the Stars, so Maniago against his old team. And we get crushed 5-1. Doug Favell in goal for the Stars. I blame you, Adam. And the media goes after both Lemaire and Redmond. Gonna have to disagree with the media a bit here. There we go. There's the thing I was talking about earlier. There's less than a week to go in the month, and we've got an intervention to use, so I will use that now to knock that quick down a bit, hopefully. Did not work.
I honestly forget who's our captain.
Dornhofer, who is still injured. Or no,
I thought it was Goldsworthy. Yeah. As I look, yeah.
And Lemaire and Savard.
Right, you made us strip Lars-Erik Soderberg, right? Yeah.
Okay, against St. Louis, who seems to be struggling a bit now, and we win that 3-2. Stars making another minor deal. And at least the division is so weak, we're still in the middle of the pack here, and I think we've got a chance to get into second at least, but not sure if we're going to catch LA. It would be really nice to win one of these games against the original 6 teams.
Oh, we used to beat, was it Boston?
Well, I'll take this one. We got a 0-0 tie.
It says Smelly Wrestling Geek says just wanted to thank Jeff and the rest of the team for all of their no work this year on the game. I mean, all their hard work.
All the no work. Did you slip that in? Thank you, Adam.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Appreciate
no work.
it.
You did nothing. Slept.
That basically describes my last week or so. NyQuil haze most of the time. That's not good. Charlie Burns is declining pretty sharply. Mackey continues to go down. Still can't figure out why Mackey's declining. I even went into him in the our offline editor and checked his ratings, and shouldn't be going downhill quite that fast.
Yeah, he was. If I remember right, his star boosted the last game suddenly.
Yeah, he seems to
Like
go. He's floating up and down a
stars.
lot depending on the stat adjustment. So as soon as
Used
I started playing him regularly, the number went back up. And finally, there we go. 6-3 win over Gordie Howe in the wings. And Burns, who may be declining, but still good enough to get 3 points and be the first star. Speaking of Gordie Howe, he just re-signed, so he'll be with the Wings through his 43-year-old season. So that'll take him right up to the start of the WHA. So we'll see what happens then. Yeah, I think we're okay there. Throw Daly in against Montreal. 4-1 loss, as to be expected. And Maniago back in goal against the Blues, and they shut us out 3-0. And we lose Bob Murdoch, first injury in a while at least. But he's gone for a fair amount of time, 1 to 2 months, so Picard will get back in. Murdoch is going to have to go on the injured list. And do we have anybody about to come off? Ron Buchanan, another couple of weeks, but I'm going to have to call up a defenseman. Which will be Kearns or Magnuson. Kearns is up to 1.5 stars, so we'll go with him. I think this is actually Magnuson's rookie year in the NHL. Had a pretty good rookie year, but he's not quite that far along for us. And anything else? No, I think we're good. Try Maniago against Toronto. Would be nice to get a win here. Yeah, 3-2 loss. And a few guys on waivers, but nobody that's going to be a big help to us immediately. Back against Minnesota and Favel, and this time we win 4-2. 7-game suspension for Brian Watson of Philadelphia, who's racking up the penalty minutes, 202 minutes in 53 games so far. So we're starting to get into that period in the 70s where the penalties go crazy, and now we've lost Serge Savard with a facial cut. So Kearns will go in for him. Against the Rangers, who as usual we managed to lose to. Must be coming up on the deadline here. Yeah, March 6th. Oops. Sorry, I moved the screen a little bit. Okay, Savard is ready to come back already. I'm pretty sure we're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be kind of an uphill battle. Now that we do manage a 5-5 tie with the Bruins. Although I think Bobby Orr was hurt. And now it's Lowell McDonald that's hurt for us.
awesome.
Dislocated shoulder, 1 to 2 months. One thing after another. One good thing that's coming out of all of this is some of the guys who were sort of stuck in the AHL and not really advancing, like Barry and Hextall, are getting a chance to play. Nope, I don't want to delay treatment on McDonald. And we do an intervention here on the click. And managed to knock that down to 3. So that's almost gone. And Buchanan is healthy. So Hextall finally starts sitting, and I think I'll send Schultz back down. Mm, don't like Barry as a shadow.
It's not the worst.
Two-way forward, he's a little better as. Just a little too specialized. So he's got a bit of offense. Don't need to be having playing exclusively defensively. And 5-3 win over the Blues. Kind of curious what our scoring looks like at this point. Burns is leading. Wayne Cashman kind of having a breakthrough year, 36 points. Second overall. Lemaire way down, but he would be first if he was actually healthy most of the year. Wow, where is so Vadnais' points have dropped way off this year. Schuberg is actually outscoring him slightly.
Well, we have not had a good year.
Yeah. And the
Like
goalies.
that's spade a spade.
A daily start against the Penguins. Rare, easy start for him, and we get out of it with a 1-1 tie. And really need a win against the Leafs here. Come on, 3-1 loss. So, second game in 2 nights. Give Daly the start since he did okay last game. 5-4 win over the Wings again, so there is apparently a team we can beat, and it's actually the number 1 team in the league, looks like. Surprisingly. Ew. Fitness is not looking good on a lot of guys. Alcivard's hurt, that's why. So Kearns goes in again. Give Featherstone a game in for Rivers.
Kimmich Challenge says second place with minus 47 goal differential is pretty special.
Yeah, and meanwhile on the other side, Chicago's got a +6 goal differential, and they're in last place. Another development report. See, the young guys are going up okay. That's fairly good news, but yeah, mostly the usual suspects headed down again.
Actually, Jeff, I forgot to ask you how you feeling about all the trades that happened today.
Uh, Slept through most of them. What did I see? The Kako one seems like the Rangers are panicking a little early.
Yeah, well, they're giving them up for nothing.
Yeah, no, Borden's okay, but
Pierre-Olivier Joseph is headed back to the Penguins for nothing.
anything else?
And Alex Carrier got traded to Montreal for Justin Barron. Because Nashville continues to make interesting. Actually, that's a good move for Nashville. I'm not sure what Montreal's doing.
Okay, Featherstone back out for Rivers. Any closer on the injuries? Murdoch is not day to day, and McDonald is within sight on. The other two are 1 to 2 months, so maybe by the start of the playoffs.
So I have to step away for a second.
Yep. Trade deadline March 6th. I think we've made our big deals for the year, so I'm not sure I'm going to do anything else here. And another loss to the Leafs. Yep, 5-1 Leafs over us. Just can't seem to beat them. And we are at the trading deadline, so That's weird. Still getting a lot of trades the day before the trading deadline. We made a change that should have fixed that, but I need to take another look at that. And, oh great, we got, oh, it's just minor injuries. Take a quick look at the trading block, but I don't think I'm going to do anything. Yeah, veterans. Jerry Meehan from the Leafs might be an idea. He would, with Bruins declining, Buchanan probably has a few good years from his big year was the first WHA year. And again, maybe I should just wait for the waivers after the trading deadline and see if anything interesting pops up. Anybody I want to move? Wonder if I shop Picard, I've got a little bit of defensive depth. Can I get anything for him? Okay, that's not interesting. Vasco's too old. Nope. Nope. Corsi, no. Gauthier, no. Jeff Powers, no. Yeah, no, it's all minor league guys, so pass on that. And we'll just play the game against Chicago and go to the next day. Oh, and Savard can come back in now. Oh, and Burns is hurt, so I'll swap him for Hextall and Pronos for Featherstone.
Are you hurting everyone now?
I mean, it's just minor injuries at this point. 4-2 loss to the Hawks. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the same lineup again, pretty much. Try with Maniago second with both nights in the back-to-back, and we get a 1-1 tie out of it. Actually, 3 games and 3 nights here. Any waivers? Oh. Doug Robinson off of Chicago. Don't remember him real well. Okay, Kings. So his career was winding down by this point. But he is 2.5 stars here. Oh, Eddie Shack. Could be fun. But now we got younger guys we want to bring in.
He was in the minors at this point, wasn't he?
Nope, he hung on till like 72 or 73, I think.
Okay.
No, 75 actually. Last couple.
I didn't say done. I just thought you. Okay. I couldn't remember if he was in the minors, just because he played in the minors for years after he was out of the NHL.
Nope. Shack?
Didn't he?
What are you thinking of, Jim? No,
Yeah.
Not Eddie Shack. He was the spokesman for the Pop Shop.
Why would I think he was? Who am I thinking of then?
Eddie Shore, but you'd be about 40 years off.
No. No, I don't think so.
And play a fairly fatigued lineup against the Kings, but come out with a 3-1 win. But managed to injure Lars-Erik Schuberg this time. Strained triceps, 2 or 3 weeks, of course. But if I remember right, Murdoch is almost back, so I'm going to activate him and put Schuberg on the injured list. treatment on Schuberg.
Better not be thinking of Eddie Shore. Now you're making me mad.
Okay, Featherstone out. Prono back in. Hextall out. Burns back in. And actually, Mackey is going to need to go out for Featherstone again. Murdoch is healthy, so Kearns goes out for him. Should be able to beat Pittsburgh with this. We can't. 4-2 loss. Somehow still in second place, surprisingly. Although we won't stay there if we keep dropping games to other West Division teams. 5-4. Oh, for Danny Grant now is hurt. Torn ankle ligaments, 2 or 3 months. Of course. So this season's just turned into a write-off because of all the injuries, basically. Which I still blame on Adam somehow.
Oh yeah, totally my fault.
You started it.
Yeah.
Well, McDonald is almost ready to come back, at least.
Oh, I cannot think of who I'm trying to think of.
Describe him to me.
Well,
You thought he was Eddie
told you.
Shack, but
Well, it was a NHLer who ended up spending like way longer in the minors. And for some reason, I'm thinking he was with the Rochester Americans for like
not ringing a bell.
8 to 10 years.
In the 70s? 80s?
I thought it was like 70s, 60s, 70s. Like at the time, like kind of before expansion.
So that'd be the 60s.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. But I mean, it could have been into the 70s too. But I just can't think of.
And somehow, with a mess of injuries and the backup goalie in, we shut out the Canadians 3-0. Well, 2 points is 2 points.
I could have the team wrong too, and maybe I'm thinking of somebody even earlier on. I don't think it was Eddie Shore I was thinking of, but I feel like I was reading about them in a book. Question is, what book was I reading them in about?
And we finally lose to the Red Wings 4-3 that time. Back against the Flyers, and another 3-0 shutout. And we have dropped down into third place.
Someone who's relatively happy and playing in the minor leagues. Well, I mean, they weren't playing Major League Hockey, so. Ah, I have no idea. It's not coming to me.
Okay, not starting Maniago against the Still Team the Stars. We'll give Daly the start, see if that does anything. Yeah, 5-1 win. And Brian Hextall surprisingly with a hat trick. Wasn't really expecting to play at all this season, and he's wound up playing most of the year because of the injuries. So can Maniago carry that on against the Flyers? Yes, we can. 7-2 win. Suddenly we're getting hot near the end of the year. For some reason Hextall has annoyed a few people. Really use a win here against the Blues, and we get one, 4-2. Dick Redmond in on all 4 goals. Starting to look like a
All right.
possible Rookie of the Year candidate there. And 6-0 shutout over the Stars. So the team is, despite all the injuries, seems to be coming together near the end of the year.
Yeah, as our goalies warming up, I feel like our goalies are warming up,
Yep.
which is helping.
And Goldsworthy is only day-to-day now, so we're about to get a big player back.
Nice. Yeah, goalies getting hot really helped the team.
Not quite all the way hot, but fairly hot. Blues beat us 4-3-2, though. That's not good. And now we lose Bob Murdoch. Rotator cuff strain, 2 or 3 weeks. Get one back, lose one. Kearns goes in for him. Murdoch goes to the injured list. Anybody on the injured list about to come off? Schubert.
Sweet.
And I guess might as well move Goldsworthy on to the active roster as well. And Dornhoff are only 1 or 2 weeks away, so I think we may actually be healthy for the playoffs. Well, aside from whatever goes wrong between now and then. Ted McCaskill, minor league veteran on waivers, better known for being the father of Major League Baseball player Kirk McCaskill, who was at one point a Jets minor leaguer, wasn't he? One season?
So, McCaskill, I believe so.
Yeah. And was so horrified at the prospect of playing in Winnipeg that he quit the sport entirely.
I'm sorry, I'm watching the Winnipeg actually score a goal here.
Okay. And Schubert is healthy.
I'm half distracted. Oh, that was a nice goal. Oof.
I was telling
Giving
you,
up
I flew in.
one-timers to Shifley.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, giving up one-timers to Shifley does not lead to good things for the other team.
I was flying when I was flying back from Florida on vacation last week. Return flights came through, connected through Winnipeg. So, first time I've been in Manitoba in a while. You understand you people literally live in a frozen wasteland, right?
No, that's Saskatchewan.
No, nope. I'm pretty sure what I saw from the air was a frozen wasteland.
Nope, that's Saskatchewan. We have lots of rivers and lakes.
Okay, Goldsworthy is in. Win against the Kings. Let's see if we can do it back to back. Nope, 3-1 loss to the Kings that time. But that is the end of the regular season. I'm going to leave this, I think we're coming up on the hour. Yeah, we're at the hour here, so I'll give you the playoffs. Oh, that's not good.
Gonna make everyone injured before we get to playoffs?
Maniago hurt his abdomen in practice.
That's okay. We'll be okay.
Yeah, maybe started by the time you. Well, I'll find out for sure. But
Again, we got Big Save Dave, or Big Save Joe.
award nominees, any of our guys? No, no. Calder, yes. Dick Redmond nominated for the Calder. 36-point season
As
as
he
rookie
should be.
defenseman. Yeah. Oh, and funnily enough, his brother Mickey is one of the other nominees.
Nice.
But Mickey is a forward and Dick is a defenseman, and they had the same number of points, so I got to give the edge to Dick there. And the other guy is Butch Goring. So despite being a defenseman, Redmond has the best point total of the three.
Really? That's actually a little bit surprising.
I think he's going to get it.
How'd Butch Goring do?
30-something points, about what he did in his first year.
That's not bad.
And late season waivers, Bill Masterton, who is alive and well in his third NHL season. Good to see. Okay, so there, we'll just get up for this. The playoff preview. We are playing Pittsburgh. Again, the guys that knocked us off last year.
Yay.
So Maniago is still got a sore abdomen for the first game, so I will leave that starting choice up to you. I'm just going to take a look at our stats for the season. Wayne Cashman wound up leading us in scoring with all of 49 points. That's pretty sad. So nobody over 50. Yeah, the good news, I guess, is some of the younger guys. Labette had 41 points. So they're coming along, the guys. And I mean, we've got this lineup is full of guys who will be pretty good in like the sort of 73 to 77, 78 range. So it's still a few years away, but we're getting there.
Oh, maybe we'll get a bit of an upswing there.
Barkley Plager with a big 190 penalty minutes. That jumped way up this year. Noel Picard with a big jump too, and wonder who actually led the league in penalties. Gordie Howe. That's interesting. Andre Boudria was playing as Howe center and wound up with 100 points after getting traded from the Canadians.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, you said who's leading the league in penalty minutes? Oh, Gordie Howe.
Nope, Gordy didn't even make the top 10. Brian Watson, as it turned out, I think we commented on him earlier. 228.
And then we're
actually,
what?
Vadnais was 204.
238. Yeah, 238 though.
Howe had. I can't get it there. Howe only had 56 penalty minutes. So not a lot of Gordie Howe hat tricks for him this year. Although he's plus 49, that's pretty impressive.
Two guys over 100 points, which is...
Yeah, and oh wow, 65 goals season for Howe, and I think that's a record. Let me just double check.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
was it Phil Esposito set the record, which was...
Well, he had 76.
He blew the record apart.
Yeah, but actually Howe breaks it by 10 goals. So pretty impressive for him at his age. And it was set the previous season by Bobby Hull in this game. So
Kim Jones says, or with 310 shots but couldn't score.
Wait, what?
Or had apparently 310 shots.
Yeah, but he must have had... I'm assuming he had some
It wasn't
that.
No, it wasn't in the top 10.
26 goals. Yeah, well, those be coming from the
26 goals on 310 shots. That's not good.
For a defenseman, that's not bad. Getting close. Not quite 10%, but it's...
Well, okay. Yeah, 11.92%. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I thought it was worse than that.
And he did miss 16 games. So is that the start of his injury troubles? Is he showing up as... Oh, yeah. Look at the legs there.
Well, his legs are automatically red to begin with.
Yeah. That's about to go south on the Bruins, so... Okay, so I think we'll wind it up there. Start of the playoffs. Give you a chance to choke against the Penguins. Because I've clearly left you in a great position here. Actually, Dornhofer's day today, so I'm going to put him on the active roster. And...
Right.
Yeah, no playoff limit, so... You're going to get a mostly healthy team back. So try not to break them.
Break them in half, Kip. We'll do.
There we go.
Yeah, I would suspect probably there'll be a stream next week. It might be on Monday or Sunday. So maybe it might be on December 22nd or 23rd, or it could be on Thursday the 26th. And there'll likely be some special streams coming on exclusively on the FHM channel as well. We'll see as things go. But pay attention to us on social medias. Mostly be checking Bluesky. but I'll try and get some stuff up on Twitter and Facebook if I schedule it ahead of time. If not, if you're subscribed to us on our Twitch channels, which is, again, twitch.tv/franchise hockey manager, that's where you're going to find us. So, with that, Jeff, you want me to wrap up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so thank you very much for tuning to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/or Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well, with stream archives going live at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. For European viewers, you can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Bluesky, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can find us on Twitter, which is at Franchise Hockey. We are on Threads. We're on Instagram. And of course, you can come down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. You can find a link to our official Discord, or you can click on the community button, which will take you to official forums. And you can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Then just to say that if you haven't seen it yet, the new update was out this morning, so you may want to pick that up if you haven't done that already. Also, we are getting near that time of the year where things like the Steam Winter Sale tend to happen. So if you're...
No, I will say, I will say this straight up. Like, Steam has announced the Winter Sale starts tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
well, in that case, if you're hearing this live right now and are inclined to buy the game, you may want to hold off for another, 12 hours or so. There will probably be a discount.
13, technically.
There's 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
So, you will see
Strong
the price of the game
possibility.
go down tomorrow, probably. Along with a whole bunch of other things on Steam. Time of the year to, load up on Steam games that you still haven't played much of by the following year. I think I made it about 2 hours into Red Dead Redemption after buying it last year. Still got to get back to that. So,
yeah, there's more games on my list of games I haven't played than I have actually sat down and played.
Okay, so thanks everybody
And
for
then I
coming
have
out.
digital copies of hard copies.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay, thanks for coming out, everybody. And as Adam said, we're with Christmas coming up, the schedule will be a little irregular next week, but we'll probably be back to this one, unless Adam, are you going to do it? Are you going to use this for one of the streams next week?
It's possible.
Maybe.
But again, next 2 weeks might be a little iffy because it's not just Christmas, it's also New Year's.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. It's one of those where it lines up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
we'll figure it out. Just watch our social media be posted, and we will be back to watch Adam flame out in the playoffs.
Woo!
Thanks for coming out, and we will see you in a few days.